channel. I am Shalon Douglas, known as your code as boss. That's here to help you drive your brand from innovations to investment. Oh, that's too fucking wordy. That's like too cliche. We're not gonna go that. Listen, I'm Shalon Douglas, known as your code as boss, here to deliver some real shit and content on how to apply the rules to building your brand and making it into an investment opportunity. How about that? So you might want to sit, listen, chill, and just take notes, because listen, what I got to say is real anyhow. If you apply it, I don't give a fuck. I'm here to help you win. That's it, right? So today what we're gonna talk about is what it takes to start to build a brand. Simply content. You need content. I can't tell you enough content. You can never have too much content. One of my pet peeves is how clients will come to me, want me to help build their brands, and have absolutely no fucking content to build with. But that's okay, because that's the other part of what we do, right? We're a digital production company where we produce all types of content to help build your brand into an equitable position. So that's what I'm here to talk about. And let me just say this too. When you're building content, don't build no boring ass content. People are not, you're not gonna get anybody interested in wanting to immerse into your brand as long as you have some boring shit. We're not here to engage in some boring ass content, right? I'm here with my team. They're gonna ask me some questions on the types of content or whatever fucking questions come to their mind. They're gonna put me on spot to where I'm just gonna answer the questions, and hopefully this information will be valuable to you to where you can use it and apply it to yourself too, right? So with that being said, I will say this. Some of your different types of content will be such as the number one piece that goes viral, video. Video is so important. And even if you don't know how to put together a video piece, that's okay. You hire professionals to put that video piece together for you, okay? So videos is the number one piece of content. God damn it. We got to start all over again. So what I was going to say, the number one piece of content that helps you go viral is video. Videos are so important to produce and implement, but not just any kind of videos. You want immersive type of videos to be for your audience to be engaged into. Another piece of content is your visuals, such as your graphics or photos. I always tell my clients who come to me, the number one first thing that I want them to do before we do anything is schedule us to do a photo shoot for you. Why? Because we're going to be building out you as the face of your brand, in addition to if you have a product, going ahead and putting together a product shoot, right, to introduce your valuable product to the world or to your customers and to your clients. Another piece of content is audio. Whether you're doing a podcast or whatever the hell you're doing, I don't know, you could be putting together some quotes or affirmations or different things like that. Let your audience get a chance to know and listen to your voice. Get used to who you are and what you have to say and how to position your brand. And then you have other types of content such as your ebooks. I don't know, you might be an instructor, an educator, motivational speaker. I don't know what it is, what the hell you do. Nevertheless, just listen to what I'm telling you. Apply those rules and I promise you, you'll win. But I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor for questions, so that way that whatever the questions I'm about to answer might help you. So what's up, crew?
Okay, first question. How do you stay professional but have fun when you're creating content?
How do you stay professional but have fun with creating content?
Yeah.
Well, there's different definitions and levels of professionalism. And let's just talk about depending on what type of industry. By the way, our industries that we focus on is sports, entertainment, tech, and media. So as far as professionalism, I would just say that making sure that you put together strategies to where those strategies would implement initiatives and deliverables, and therefore, and you have a team that's going to help you stay on track with that. But at the same time, so that's the professional part, but at the same time, you're still having fun. Who wants to like be tensed up developing content, right? Make sure that as you're having fun and you like kicking in the shit with your team, at the same time, work is actually fucking getting produced and executed. And how you do that is by staying on track, staying organized, making sure you're working with someone that's running a system that's gonna make sure that that initiative that needs to be worked on, who's working on it, who's assigned to it, and first, most importantly, give every motherfucker a deadline too. Because without a deadline, they'll just, next thing you'll look up and you'll never have that piece of content that needs to be developed, right? And then just let your hair down. You don't have to be a tight ass. Just have fun with it. And I promise you, with an execution of the deliverables, making sure you have a team that's still on top of it, and then on top of that, everybody's good at what they do, you'll be pumping out bomb-ass material And then I use the word bomb. That just kind of lets you know my age group, right? Nevertheless, fire, lit ass content. You'll be putting that out, as well as staying professional and staying on top of your executions. Did I answer that question?
Definitely.
Okay, next.
How do you know how to find the right team to develop the right content?
That's an excellent question. You fucking don't. But nevertheless, really to be honest, I would start out with going to people who I know personally that might have used a team already, right? So for an example, so if you're new, I think it depends on to what level you're at coming into developing your product or your platform or whatever it is that you're offering. If you already have established relationships in a network, you can always, reach out to others and ask them for referrals. Make sure that you like the shit that is being referred to you from whoever you're asking, because it doesn't make sense for you to ask for a referral and you don't even like the brand or the aesthetics or anything like that that's been developed out or produced as far as content. That's number one. Or if you're brand new, one of the things that you can do is just kind of like go and look at other brands that you like and look towards the bottom in the footer to see if it's established by who that brand was designed by. A lot of times you'll find that. So if you come across anybody else's site or a brand and you like exactly like the tone, the look, the types of content that's been produced, then look towards the bottom of the footer, or look in the footer towards the bottom and see if there's a link associated to who designed that, and click on that link, and then boom, you'll have access to the company or the team that developed that content or that brand.
I got a question.
That's what we're here for.
Say I want to create content, but I don't know where to start.
Okay. That's a good question, right?
Yeah.
So I said earlier how the number one piece of content to develop is video. As far as me, I'm telling you what's the number one piece of content that will help you go viral. But it also depends on what it is that you do as a content creator, or I should say as a creative entrepreneur. So what is it that you're doing? Like, what is it that you're creating that will determine what type of content the pieces that you want to develop. But I'm here to tell you that the number one source of content is video. So I would do, say for an example, do like an introduction video, do a scissor reel, right? Do something to where it's a video piece to where people will know who you are, what you do, what you have to offer, and why the fuck should they care? Simple put. Number two would be graphics. Why? You should be asking me, why is that, Shalon? Because you want to create and develop content that's going to engage and draw people into what it is, to whatever it is that you're selling. You want your audience to fall in love with you, number one, and then when they fall in love with you and trust you, they trust what you have to offer and say what you're offering, then you will turn leads into paying customers or clients, which are also known as investors. I'll get into that though on another taping. Okay.
What was your favorite? I don't know if we can answer this. What was your favorite content creation campaign, so far in your career?
To be honest, I took a lot of enjoyment in developing All Eyes on Me platform. When it came to that particular project, we developed an entire branded solution where it was more than just creating a website. We did the website, we created memes, we created GIFs. We even created a hologram experience with Pop, to where the way that it worked is, say for example, you wanted to deliver a message to one of your friends, peers, whoever the fuck, right? You would basically type in a message and you would send it through the popogram. We called it the holo popogram. Tupac would actually pop up on your phone saying he had a message from such and such, and he would deliver that message, but it would be him in a holographic experience. So, creating those types of pieces of content, because I'm an immersive girl. I like to be entertained and engaged and drawn in, and I like the wow factor. So I can honestly answer your questions and say that creating or doing that project for All Eyes on Me was popping. I loved it.
Where should the content go?
So how you apply that content, excellent question. How you apply your types of content, they can go every fucking where. You want to apply them everywhere, but however, a lot of people may not be set up just right away with like a website. So if you don't have a website in the beginning, let me just say this too, god damn it. Rule number 1, if you're getting started and creating your brand and you don't have a website, you know the simplest solution is to at least go and register a domain and then put up what we call a business card website. And really it's not a site, it's just really like a landing page. But it's one of those where you come across a brand and it just says coming soon. But then even in the coming soon, so people will know that you have a home to place your content, which is known as your intellectual property. I'm getting into that next. But at least to allow people to know that you are working on building and branding out your site where your content that you own are going to be placed as a display. And make sure that's not even boring. Make sure you have something that's even decent. It could just be one landing page coming soon. You might even want to do like a short little video, like I said, that intro video. Have that on your page when people come to. At least they know that something soon is coming to where they can come to your house and see what the fuck you got set up. So that's one place. Another place is your social media mediums, right? I don't know which ones are good for you and whatever you're doing, but if you're a creative entrepreneur, most likely you're going to be on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Those are the main ones that come to my mind right away. You want to have all of those set up because you're a creative entrepreneur. Here's another thing too. I just mentioned about 5 different social media platforms, right? You have to know what each one of them is designed to do. Just because you have content don't mean you just throw shit up on those different platforms because you have content. You got to know how to apply the content that you're developing so that it makes sense to the audience that is also on those social media platforms, engaging into you and what you have to offer. So make sure as far as your social media platforms, your website, and then also too, if you are an educator, you might offer courses. You'll have your content there as well. Wherever it is that your audience is, wherever they are at, that is where the fuck you should have content at. Okay.
So I have a business and I wanna work with you to get it to go further. When will I see results?
That's a great question. And a lot of times it's behind the client and not so much the developer. Let me tell you why. Woo! People who do what I do, I know. I'm gonna get a hallelujah from y'all. A lot of times when you're trying to build brands for your clients or your customers, most of the times your client does not have content. So based off of that, right, to answer your question, they don't have the content. And if they don't have the content, whether they're coming to you to produce it or they're going outside to have somebody else produce it, that determines the execution to the timeline of having your brand built out. But in general, what we do is, because we focus on such immersive brands, that we give a timeline that the type of brand or platform that we're building, for example, if you just want a simple website, right, we'll just say, okay, that give us about 3 to 4 weeks. But that's based off of you having what we need to build out your platform. So does that kind of answer that question, or you want more information? Because pretty much it really depends on, whenever you're working on a project, it's going to be in a proposal, the timeline. As long as you do what you're supposed to do as a client, then we can do what we do as a production company. If we don't get what the fuck we need, then the timeline is off. And that's how come we put in our service agreements that when we ask you to provide to us certain things and we give you a time frame from that, and if you keep holding out on that timeline, then guess what? We have the right to reserve to not fuck with your project any longer.
Right.
I know a lot of people are into money. So can content creating be like something where you make a living off of?
Of course it can. Most definitely. Why else would you be creating content? Just so people can see your pearly whites and your cute little face? Hell no.
Some people.
I mean, well, you know, I don't want to offend anybody what I was about to say next, so I'm not going to say it because I am on camera. But nevertheless, no, the whole purpose, we're talking about creative entrepreneurs. Let's just keep it real. So the whole purpose of creating content is that content turns into dollars.
Then my question is, how do you get to that point where you're making a living off of content creating?
Right. And we're going to get into that in another Take Me Down the Line, because that's where you're talking about how to put together a business model, which is how to generate revenue and income around the content that you're developing. So this particular video, that's why you got to come back and check out for more. But this particular video is just talking about why you need to develop content in order to begin building a brand. But then not only that, you don't want to just build a regular brand, you want to build an equitable brand to position you for an investment opportunity. So we're going to be getting into more talks like that in other videos. But I hope that answers your
For
question.
sure, I did.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, hopefully you've been entertained and edutained in this particular episode of It's Rules to This Shit and why you should fucking listen to me, because I'm going to be doing nothing but spitting out and pumping out nothing but valuable free information that really you can use to apply towards building your brand and turning your brand from an innovation into an investment. And not only that, if you guys have questions in the audience, make sure you type your questions down below, and I promise you I'll answer every single fucking one. Okay? So be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what questions you might have. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next show.